I first saw it when I was making breakfast one morning. It was early, and the sun hadn't fully come up. So it was pretty dark out. I'm not scared of the dark, but that morning, I was. I felt like I was being watched. I don't know how else to describe it, but I just knew that something wasn't right. Then, I saw it. Well, I didn't really see it, just a silhouette. I saw a figure, like a human, crouched on the ceiling of my porch. Shrouded by the darkness, but the light from the kitchen was enough to make out the shape. I was staring at it for at least 10 seconds, and for some reason I knew that it was staring back into my soul. Then it just disappeared. No movement or sound. It just vanished into thin air. I thought that maybe it was just early and my tired mind was playing tricks on me. So I went back to making my breakfast, got dressed for work, and left. I don't know why, but as I left, I felt that feeling of being watched again. It gets dark pretty early in the winter months, so by the time I came home from work, the sun was already setting. Before I opened my door, I hesitated. The ceiling thing from that morning was all I could think about all day. But what if it was real? What if it's in there waiting for me? No, it was just my mind playing tricks on me. I opened the door and walked into my dark house. I walk into this house every day after work and the darkness never bothered me, but this time, it did. I very quietly and cautiously took off my shoes and walked into the living room. I was still nervous, but as I sat down into my chair and flicked on the TV, I felt relaxed. I sat there watching some action movie for about an hour until I decided to fix myself something to eat. As I got up to go to the kitchen, I saw it again. It was in the kitchen now, where I had watched it that morning. But this time I felt that it wasn't watching me, it was doing something else. I could tell because unlike when I saw it earlier, this time, it was moving. I couldn't tell what it was doing because once I heard it, my footsteps on a creaky floorboard, it disappeared, just like as it had earlier. When I entered the kitchen, I saw open cans all over the counter. There were stains everywhere, on the floor, on the walls, and on the ceiling. As I stood there, I swear I saw it in the corner of my eye, but when I turned to, there was nothing there. I decided that I wasn't hungry anymore and decided to go to bed. I never lock my bedroom doors, but I was so terrified that I could only feel safe with it locked and barricaded. When I woke up, I saw it immediately. It was doing the same crouching position on my ceiling. I grabbed the lamp from my bedside and threw it at it. As the lamp reached it, the thing just disappeared, causing the lamp to smash into the wall, shattering everywhere. I rushed out of my bed and ran for the door to discover that it was still locked and barricaded. Then how the hell did it get in? I thought. I threw the barricade from the door and unlocked it, going for my gun case. My brother got me a pistol for my birthday once. I never thought I'd ever have to use it, but I didn't have a choice. I loaded the chamber and turned the safety off to use it to defend myself from whatever that thing was. But there was nothing. I checked every room twice, but I found nothing. My heart was still pounding, so I sat down to try and relax. Then, I realized there was a room I hadn't checked. It was the attic. I couldn't even remember the last time I had gone up into the attic. Maybe when I had first got the place. That had to have been 5 years ago now. I slowly walked up the wooden steps to the attic. It was cold up there. Here, and many of the floorboards were loose. But most importantly, there was a horrible odor in the air. It smelled like rotted flesh, or fish, or some other kind of seafood. The smell was thick, and the further I walked into the attic, the more putrid the smell got. Then I saw a thing. It wasn't moving. It was in front of the small window in the attic, the light from outside only showing its silhouette. I pulled out my gun and aimed it at its head. I took a deep breath and pulled the trigger, letting out a loud click. The gun had jammed. The noise made the thing aware of me. It turned out quickly and grabbed the gun from my hands. It was making these horrible muffled screams and groans at me while trying to grab me. I was running faster than I ever had before. I tumbled down the attic stairs and kept running. The thing was suddenly in front of me, and I took it right into the kitchen. I couldn't, crawling after me on the ceiling, occasionally trying to grab me and lift me up. As I reached for the front door, it caught the back of my shirt. I tried punching it, but I just ended up breaking my hand. I was forced to have to look at its horrible face. Its face was covered in holes. Some of the holes were the size of small coins. It made the muffled screams again. The noises coming from each of the holes. It was starting to squeeze my throat. As my vision blacked out, I remembered that I had my house keys in my pocket. I gripped them as hard as I could and jammed them into the thing's face hole. It let out a shrill scream and dropped me, giving me time to unlock the door, then bolt out of there. I called the police to come and investigate my house, but they found nothing. I sold my house and gave the buyers a warning of what happened to me there. It's been a couple of months now, and I haven't heard any complaints yet. I still lock my bedroom door every night, and still check my ceilings expecting to see the thing again. I can still hear it screaming when I sleep, and sometimes when I'm sitting alone in my house, I get the feeling that I'm being watched.